Welcome back to Candy Adventures. I'm Chris.
And I'm Elizabeth. And we're back at the Mexican border today on a search for property, which you guys loved so much last time we were here.
You guys really dig the Mexican border stuff, and as much as you guys hate it, I love it.
It's beautiful. There's a lot of wildlife out here. So we're here for some property searching and some lake fun.
Kind of a combo weekend, and we think we found a very cool place to launch our jet ski into the water. Our jet ski is currently, as you can see in this footage here, is on the front of our truck, and we're gonna do a little camping and drive our jet ski straight into the lake because this highway literally just is no boat ramp. It just ends in this beautiful lake out here. And because we do work full-time jobs, we're about 6 hours away from home. We got up super early this morning so we can have a little bit of lake fun and then also squeeze in some property hunting all in the same trip before we got to turn and burn tomorrow all the way back to Corpus Christi.
So a lot packed into pretty much 24 hours, but I think we can get it done.
We're very excited. Mona's very excited to do a little swimming. It is
hot.
1,000 degrees here near the Mexican border. In fact, this lake actually has the border running right through it. So we're very far south. It is very warm. We're very excited, and we're both going to try the jet ski this time.
Well, there's no losing it in the ocean this round, so.
It's all fresh water. Also, this is a Texas lake that does not have any alligators. So we're very excited about that fact as well.
You excited?
Empties in can, 3 white monsters and jobs a dead end. Promise I'm working on a plan to head to BFE. That's the best place to retreat. I'll tell you a place we need to be, a long way from society. By the water saw refresh this old 7-3, never forgets the way. 100 degrees, you and me and a tan and a pyramid of cans, just waiting for the week to end.
That is beautiful. We are literally, that is amazing. That is some beautiful turquoise blue water out there, and the road, this looks like a state maintained highway, literally drives straight into the lake. That's super cool. That's really unique. This access to the lake is on, I think, the opposite side that most people go to. It takes a little longer to get to, and there's not a ramp or a boat dock, so I think it probably gets used less. But this is absolutely cool, and there's a campground right up the street, so that's really cool too. We may take advantage of that.
Primitive camping.
Very primitive.
Yeah.
For primitive people.
Intelligence-wise, or?
All of it.
Food-wise, dietary-wise.
I've got poor muscle motor control, just like a chimpanzee. I don't know how to speak any other languages, and we live in a camper. Primitive all the way around, I think. All right, this is super cool. No one else in sight, which is always what we're shooting for here on Candy Adventures. A road to nowhere that literally dumps straight into a beautiful lake. It's hot, it's warm. I think we're gonna back up just up the road a little bit and pop the top on the camper and get changed into our swimsuits.
I'm so excited! The lake water is a little warm, but I would say still on the refreshing side. So it should be good, and Mona will be very excited to go swimmies.
She's gonna love this.
You know what the difference is gonna be? She can drink the water that she's swimming in.
Not gag on salt water where we normally live in Corpus Christi.
Let's get changed. Oh yeah. You give it a taste? That's good. Ooh. Ooh, we're so colorful. Do I film this part? Or is that Patreon only?
Nope. Nobody's wanting to log into our security cam live footage.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
So I don't know about this one either.
Y'all, I was born in Carolina behind a shiner, Bakken, Texas. is where to find us. So if the sun's in the sky and the come and take it still flies, then you know where to find us, in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere.
I gotta figure out how to turn the other way. I can only go left.
Zoolander!
I'm not an ambi-turner. I can't turn left.
You even have the hair all blown up.
That's the funnest machine that the world humans have ever made, though. Woo. If you're watching and you're thinking, I'd like a stand-up jet ski, don't learn in the surf. Go find a lake. This is way better.
In the middle of nowhere.
Is she gonna learn how, little girl? It's gonna be super windy, terrible audio because we can't use our external mics out here in the water, but finally standing up. Look at that. First day on a stand-up.
In the mountains or the desert, now and forever, open up our minds and forget time. The world don't matter, it's not what we're after.
Man, turning right is hard. I also suffer from the problem of only being able to turn left. Maybe it's your dominant foot, because you and I are both goofies.
You're supposed to switch your feet, one in the front, one in the back in the tray, but that feels too awkward, so...
Every time I put my right foot in the front, I'm like, that's so fun, oh my gosh.
So apparently this is Jetski Cove. It is an awesome place to ride jet skis, and I can see why there's people showing up to do it, because it is an awesome spot. People can hang out here in the water, throw a chair down, sit in the water and relax, and then take turns riding the jet skis. Awesome spot.
This is a testament to our Google mapping skills, because we've never been over here, but through lots of research, hours actually, Chris found this spot, so.
So we won't dime it out and give it by name, but this spot is really awesome, and it's only accessible, I think, during like low water times.
Yeah.
Like this.
So we were gonna stay for a little bit and keep playing with the jet ski and maybe have lunch here, but because there's so many people, I think we're gonna go ahead and hop to the property.
Yeah, because we got permission to camp there, so we decided it might well spend the night there. You know, we have the opportunity, so
Yeah.
might as well go try it out. And it's about an hour from here, so we got plenty of time to make it there and find it.
Hopefully. Hopefully we can find it. We saved the location, but we have no service, so.
Yep, so we're gonna keep continuing farther into westish Texas and see if we don't get lost.
Well, on a scale of 0 to 10, what do you think of the jet ski?
Jet ski's 10 out of 10. If you're thinking about stand-up jet ski, definitely give it a shot. It is a definite workout, and it is it's more of tennis than it is pickleball.
I would say it's like a motorcycle, but you're not scared to fall because you're just gonna hit water.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice. Then you're like, oh yeah, I can, I don't know, rev up all I want and I'm not gonna die, so it's fine.
Super fun. And I'm exhausted, so we're gonna finish changing clothes. We're halfway there, and then we're going to pop the top and get down the road.
You're halfway?
Look like Jethro.
Uncle Jay, can I go swimming in the cement pond?
Oh, I reckon so, Jethro. But this ain't like the swimming hole back home. You can't go in there without no clothes on.
I can't?
No, sir.
Okay, Uncle Jay.
I'm sorry to tell you, this is the new Candy Adventures uniform you're gonna have to wear every video.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Well, gosh, Granny, I didn't think there'd be oil out here. Seven days a week. We both work outside. This stuff just stays on our skin. Probably very bad for you.
Let the cancer commence.
All right, so we made it to this really awesome 50-acre piece of property here in the Edwards Plateau portion of Texas.
It is truly in the middle of nowhere. We had to drive an hour and a half away from where we were running the jet ski to get back here, but we had no one behind us on the road for the entire drive, which is pure bliss on its own.
Living in Corpus Christi every day and having people everywhere and always getting tailgated and stuff like that, it is super nice to drive somewhere for an hour and not even see another car.
Yeah. So we won't give specifics for this location, but it is thanks to a subscriber that reached out to us and said that they had a piece of property sort of in the area by Amistad, and we were free to check it out, / they were somewhat interested in selling it. So it was an opportunity for us to check it out for buying purposes.
So we're not going to say your name because, you know, I don't know if
you know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you
Yeah.
are. I don't know if you want your name out there, but thank you very much because your property is very pretty.
Yes.
And yeah, we're still not sure if you're 100% wanting to sell it or, but it's very pretty. And I love these rolling hills. We've been here for 5 seconds and it's silent and I love it. This property with the 50 beautiful rolling acres has a magical box over here. And that magical box is power. There is a power pole with RV hookup electric. Now there's no sewer or anything here or water, but there is 30 and 50 amp service on that power pole right there. That is amazing. That is like move-in ready. I don't know if we showed our thermometer today, but it was 100 degrees when we were down at the lake today. It's very hot out here. So having the ability to run AC is pure magic. And we see some tracks down here. In the road just a minute ago, we saw some fallow deer, which is super cool. Texas is full of exotic animals, and exotic animals can be hunted year-round if they're on private property, on your property. So that's super cool. I was looking it up. There's also in this general area, there is also elk, which were brought in years ago, and they are now considered to be non-native species, and they used to be regulated during hunting season, and now they are not. So if you have elk on your property out here, you can shoot an elk, fallow deer, whitetail. There's javelina out here, pigs, axis deer,
the Aldad goats.
So super cool. You can shoot a gun. You can see that there's a shipping container out here, which is super cool because that would be difficult to get out here and probably expensive. So a shipping container and power and 50 quiet acres with good road access is already super cool.
Yeah,
super cool.
Yeah. And you like it?
Oh, you like everything.
We won't have time to explore the whole 50 acres because, as you can see, that sun is on its way down. So we do have to set up the camper and make sure the electric power pole works to run the AC. If not, we did bring the generator because we were prepared for boondocking. So let's try one of those two methods to set up and maybe cook up some dinner. We have some good hot brown.
All right, let's get the truck camper moved over to the old power pole here and cross our fingers because it is hot, hot, hot. All right, so we're plugged in. Now the moment of truth, are we going to sweat to death or be running a little baby generator that needs refilled every 4 hours? Or does that power pole have active electrons inside of it?
Ooh,
We got AC. We got AC.
luxury!
This pop-up camper is very old. It's like a 2006, and that material, we lived in there for 7 months.
Yeah.
And it's seen a lot of sun, and it's very old, and it's starting to get little holes and cracks in different places, and bugs get in, because when you turn the lights on this thing, it's a lantern, and they'll all start finding their way in, and it's impossible to keep all the little bugs and gnats and mosquitoes out. So what I did is I got some of this outdoor off fogger spray, and I'm gonna go ahead and fog the outside of our camper material with this in hopes
That it works?
that it works, yeah.
Okay. You're giving the camp a cancer. Yeet! How much of that did you inhale?
A lot, which means they can't get me.
Inside or out?
We took this pristine looking, beautiful rolling Texas hill country and turned it to a single wide white trash trailer park in about 11 seconds.
We'll just ignore the part that we did and then look at the rest of it. Like, look at that. Would you look at it?
We did get set up and we took a quick cursory walk around the property and it's really pretty. We are starving. We got in the car this morning at like 5 a.m. from Corpus Christi, drove all the way out to the lake and then drove another hour and a half up here. So we're beat and we're exhausted. And what more of a fantastic Texas summer day could you wrap it up with than Frito pie with Wolf Brand chili. I love King of the Hill. If you've seen at least one episode of Candy Adventures, you know how much we love King of the Hill. It is coming back, and in celebration of that, I want to make a Peggy Hill recipe, which is just Frito pie. Has to be with Wolf Brand chili. So if you're not familiar with Wolf Brand chili, it's mostly just meat. This doesn't have any beans in it. Some sour cream and a little bit of hot honey limited edition cheese. We don't have an oven out here. It's just a stovetop with the truck camper. And even if we did have an oven, there is not a damned way in hell that you're going to fire it up. It is 100 degrees outside. I am not burning an oven even if we had one. I barely even want to heat this up. So we're going to go ahead and glorp this awesome thing in here. There you go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm going to melt the cheese on top of it, and then we're just going to scoop it on top of a bowl of Fritos with some sour cream. Sounds delicious, and it's going to be super easy. Some people's face Fritos smell like dog feet. I don't know why I'm mentioning that, but some people do.
Mona makes all of the backgrounds for somebody's device.
Not true.
And I'm just not salty about it at all.
Because she's a very good girl.
Yeah, because that makes it better right there. That makes it look better.
I'm going to hit mine with just a little bit of hot sauce, and then off camera I spluted them with just a couple of splats of sour cream. So splat with sour cream to your liking, and then if you want hot sauce, I really like this Roja Taqueria Street Sauce Original. I don't know what's the title, there's a lot of words on here, but I like the picture and it tastes good.
Sploot. It tastes like chili with cheese and sour cream. That is very satisfying considering we have not eaten all day. That's solid hot brown.
Perfect. New
Now-
hot brown recipe that we stole from Peggy Hill.
I think it's like a Texas thing, isn't it too? Like in general?
I have no idea.
Well, we're gonna watch a new movie that has a puppet in it, which is up our alley. So we're gonna slam this and see you guys in the morning. I like the puppets. I don't know why. All the Muppets and Dark Crystal era especially. Puppets got a soft spot.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to officially explore this property, throw the drone up in the air, go walk it a little bit more, and then maybe do some Second Amendment stuff because it's been a long time since that, and we got permission from the super cool landowner to do that. So thank you again for that, and we'll see you guys in the morning. We are going to sleep for a long time now. Say good night.
What in the Snow White type of tomfoolery is going on out here? Look at him.
Big old rabbits. Good morning. Welcome back. We've had a glorious evening. It was nothing but quiet and just stars everywhere. Really relaxing, and we took a big, long 9-hour sleep because we were absolutely exhausted after yesterday. But before we get out there and look around at this property this morning, which we're really excited to do, we're going to have breakfast. And for breakfast, we are going to have egg salad and bacon biscuits. I love egg salad. It's delicious. Why don't you put it on a biscuit? I don't know. We have our free-range, peeled and ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs, so we don't have to boil and make it super hot in here and boil water all day.
Let's be honest about the eggs. It's because they're already peeled.
I'm lazy. That's true.
Peeling eggs is the worst.
It is my least favorite. And then we have our bacon, which is nice because it doesn't have to be refrigerated. That's really the reason why we like that pre-cooked bacon, is you can just store it in the shelf. We have some Coleman's mustard. We got it because the package looked fancy. Avocado mayonnaise that comes in a squeezable bottle. Then for making biscuits in a camper, the only thing I am kind of specific about is I like these flaky biscuits, because cooking biscuits on a frying pan, it's a lot easier if you pull them apart, and like I call it spatchcocking them or whatever, but if you just half the biscuits when you're cooking them, it's a lot easier with these flaky ones. And then to kick just a little bit of flavor into our egg salad, we have some extra hot horseradish and some salt and black pepper. And I think we're ready to get cooking. And our platter here, this is a Cajun low country boil platter kind of thing. It's like a big plate. And we started using these a little bit ago. We saw them in the sporting goods store, and they're made out of like a compostable plant material. And they're made for low country Cajun boils, but they're awesome because you can prepare everything in a camper on this disposable, biodegradable plate. It's like a big cutting board, and it keeps the mess down. So we'll be using that today. Cooking them nice and slow. If you try to cook them too fast on the frying pan, you're just going to burn them.
And then be left with dough.
Burnt dough.
Wouldn't you like to pop one of those bad boys?
There, look how perfect that is.
The presentation is none other.
Choice, nice. And I got a little hot horseradish.
More after it's all mushed up. Make a mess.
Paper bowl thing here. Yeah. You don't have to worry about stuff falling out. It's got edges that stick up. It's really, really handy.
Look at that. That looks like a $25 platter at a restaurant.
It's nice and overcast for a change.
It's not hot at all. It's maybe 80. Very nice.
Yeah, it's much, 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 much cooler than yesterday. Looks like a thunderstorm maybe rolling in. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it's super cool because over here on this property there is this table. There's a little metal table and chairs, and it's not all rusty and everything. Absolutely delicious looking, hot varying shades of brown platter.
Slather that on there. And then take a piece of bacon, split the little cap, and we're ready. That's much more flavorful than a normal breakfast sandwich. Everybody should just do this instead. The horseradish, the mustard, the mayo. Yeah, that's way better. And it's fluffier. This is good. I'm settled in.
That is really good.
No, say what you said before.
I said that's a little motherfucker.
There you go.
That is very good.
Is that horseradish?
Yeah, that
Horseradish bacon?
That makes it. Oh my god.
So now we're gonna burn that off by exploring this property. So I think we wanna walk the edges and just kind of see where the perimeter is. It's 50 acres, but we have a secret in our pocket to navigate some of this, and that's Onyx. If you've never used it before, it's a satellite mapping imagery software, but you can see landowner borders and who owns the land. So we have this plot saved in our phone so we can actually see as we're walking where the border is for this property.
The land kind of makes a saddle, kind of like my hand like that, and that high ridge right there is not actually on the property. But that low area there's a draw in the middle. There's a wet weather creek in there. And that way, that is where it goes to the road, this kind of power line right away, which is the road to enter into here.
So this is kind of nice because you're tucked in and no one can see you from the road. It gives you just a bit more privacy, I think. Just like prematurely looking around, there's a lot of diverse plant life here. If you didn't know how to identify plants at all, there's like 20 different types of flowers, and that just helps you out. There's different types of flowers, and they're all blooming because I'm guessing that they probably had a rain recently.
The other thing I see when I see these flowers, I'm not so much into botany unless you can eat it, is I want a pet chuckwalla. Chuckwalla is a vegetarian lizard.
It's technically an iguana.
They're native to like Arizona and parts of Baja, California. And I want one, and they love to eat flowers. So when I see this, I think, oh my gosh, I just want to pet chuckwalla, and it can eat these flowers.
Aside from the game trails, this natural rock creates pathways or breaks in all of the vegetation, which is super easy to walk. But it's covered in this black algae. I don't remember what it's called, but that helps preserve the karst from erosion over time.
Some of this I would almost think it's man-made. I know it's not, but it's so flat. It just seems like something man-made, which would be awesome to park a camper or something on. You have all this flat spot that doesn't get muddy. Tons of big, healthy cactus.
Look, a big tree.
Oh, that's cool.
There was enough water at one point for a giant tree. What are you? Oh, it's an oak tree of some sort. Very
Finding
cool.
trees is a big deal, and the properties and the price ranges we're looking at, they frequently don't have trees. Or they do have trees, lots of trees, like the property you saw us look at, and it was just a swamp.
Yeah, so this is a good middle ground. I just got distracted by these balls. I don't know what these are. I don't know what this is.
Oh, the big seed pod.
Yeah, it rattles around.
So you can eat mesquite. There's a lot of mesquite here, and you can eat mesquite beans.
Yep.
But you cannot eat all pea pods off a tree. I learned this the hard way. There are plants called rattle bushes, and they rattle just like that, and they're on like a, what do you call it, annual tree that shoots up about 8 feet, and then it falls away at the end of the year.
And
and
they
it
make
has
little legumes like this.
Yep, and they will make you sick. I learned that the hard way. Quick call to poison control. So don't eat just any pea pods off a tree.
Oh yeah, so if you're curious, we've been on this property hunt for a few months, and then there was a hiatus because the transmission for the truck went out. And so that put a big dent in our budget. But we have decided to go forward with trying to acquire a land loan, which if you've ever looked for land, it's notoriously difficult to find anybody that will actually give you a loan for land. Most people require a house. If you can find somebody that will give you a land loan, it's usually a big 20% down fee for the land. But we have found a loophole, sort of, and that's the Texas Veteran Land Board. So what makes the Veteran Land Board unique is that it only requires, based on your credit, a 5% down payment. It is a loan for veterans to acquire an investment property, a hunting property, recreational property, for that purpose alone, not for building, doesn't require you to build in a year, anything like that. 5% down, up to $150,000 for the loan. And the interest rates are pretty competitive, so if you've watched a few of our other land search videos, we've been talking about owner financing, which is usually a very low down payment too, of about 5%. But the interest rates for most owner finance pieces are like 10 to 11%, which is a lot of interest over time, especially for bigger pieces that are, you know, $100,000 plus. So the Veteran Land Board, their interest rates are a little bit more reasonable. I think right now they're 7.5. So it's much more manageable. You do have a cap on what you can purchase, but it's specifically for veterans to buy raw land, which is unique. I've not found another state that offers this.
It does not exist. There is no other program in any other state even close to this.
We're here in Texas. We want land. We have jobs here. Let's take advantage of it. And there are parts of Texas that we absolutely love, like this Lake Amistad, Edwards Plateau area, something that we would always be interested in coming back to if we wanted to venture for a while. So, ta-da! Land search back on with a different budget in mind.
There's very few rules. The land has to exist wholly in the state of Texas, and it has to have at least a 60-foot right-of-way if it does not have access to a paved road. This one has a right of way, and it also has access.
Paved road.
It borders a state maintained road over here. So
yeah, so you have both. And then the only other thing is if the land that you're interested in has trash on it, like it's been used as a dumping site or someone let something go to waste on it, like an old house or shed or something, by their standards, it has to be removed by the end of the purchase. Like once all the stuff is signed and done, that stuff has to be removed. So you can't just go and buy a piece of land that has a bunch of junk on it. Oh, but then for the land that was by the Pecos, remember it had like a trailer and like RV and this other thing. Those would probably have to be removed. And I don't think anybody would want to foot that bill, the person that's selling it, honestly. So that probably wouldn't happen.
we're not experts in this Texas Veteran Land Board. We just applied. We did get approved, which we're super excited about. We found out about that just yesterday. So we were pre-approved, but we don't exactly know how to go about it after this. So we're not experts, but it's very exciting to be walking around with land with a pre-approval in your back pocket.
If there's light still in my eyes and the gas and still flies high, then we're curled up with each other underneath the starry sky. Forest, desert, mountain, streams, or the big old salty sea. Doesn't matter much to me, as long as it's only you and me in the middle of nowhere. Y'all, I was born in Carolina, behind the shiner. Bakken, Texas is where to find us. So if the sun's in the sky to come and take it still flies, then you know where to find us. Mornings in cans and monsters in hand, to earn a buck and get back to the middle of nowhere.
We have the target set up right now, and that's because Chris brought this.
Cannon. We shot this for the first time in New Mexico.
In February.
Several months ago, and I absolutely loved it. So we got permission from the very generous landowner that let us come and look at his land today, so we could also camp out here and do Second Amendment activities. So we brought a steel target and a cannon, and I'm very excited for this. And we walked the whole property, so we know there's nothing behind where we're shooting, and we got a good safe place, a good safe direction. So I'm very excited for this to load in some grape sodas.
If you missed the video where we featured this, it's basically an AR attachment that lobs a soda can with a blank round. And it's amazing.
Super fun. You just have to have some blank rounds, and now let's shoot some steel.
Eye pro, ear pro.
Every time. It is the funnest thing to shoot in the whole world. In the whole world, that is the funnest thing to shoot. I'm gonna do another one.
Grape soda. It actually, you can smell it downwind.
The whole desert smells like grape soda right now.
It smells very good.
The other nice thing, you know, we always pick up all of our range trash, is that these cans don't just disintegrate, they kind of shred open, and it's maybe one or two big pieces. So, and they don't go anywhere, so it knocks them right down with that steel target, and they're easy to pick up. And it smells like grape soda out here.
How did I
miss?
Try number 2, because I missed very badly. Try number 3, because this is going so well. Nope. Try number 4. Try number 5.
Really fun, and I don't know if you can hear it, but it's echoing really funny, I think off the power lines. If you enjoy firearms, I don't think there's anything more fun than shooting steel.
That's so much more fun to shoot than the cannon. You like that more, but that's not for me. My shoulder's a little busted from, well, I probably shot 6 times, so this, much more fun for me.
All right, we had an awesome time shooting, and an even more awesome time finding the cans that someone missed the target with out in the desert. But we found them all. Got all our trash up.
We're just gonna be on the hunt for land basically the next few videos, and it's a good excuse to get out and explore, so you'll get a peek at some with us. But overall, very successful, short weekend, a lot of stuff combined into basically 24 hours. Did some jet skiing, some shooting, and some exploring. And we'll see you guys next time.
And again, a big thank you to this landowner. You know who you are.
Yes.
Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to come out here. Thank you so much for letting us shoot, which is huge, and also letting us hook up to your power pole and run AC, because that was amazing last night. So it's a beautiful piece of land and a beautiful spot. This is definitely an area we're kind of focused in on.
Yeah.
So really pretty. We're gonna go do some thinking and go look over our paperwork and see you guys next video after we drive 5 hours back to Corpus.
Then you know where to find us. Mornings in cans and monsters in hand to earn a buck and get back to the middle of nowhere. To breathe a little in the middle of nowhere. To breathe a little in the middle of nowhere.